now we'll have a new speaker, and he'll be telling us. So first of all, he identified a problem, and the problem is, although we as a software engineer we interview with multiple companies, and each of this company or the organization have different hiring or recruitment process. So we have Nezir Zahirovic, if I'm pronouncing it right. He'll be helping us fix this problem, or if not fix it, but he will lend us, he'll direct us in a direction where we as a community, Ruby on Rails community, can try to address this problem. So that would be the topic of the next talk. I'll ask Nazir to come on the stage. Hey Nazir,
Hey, hello.
how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much for gathering today for the really nice community event. Rails community is the best community, if I can say so. Cesar did good presentation. Thank you, Cesar. It's very useful to read your blogs and watch your videos. They are very useful. Just continuing that. And I found myself in his speak many times. I'm developer for last 18 years, and I'm freelancing like last 10 or more years. I'm traveling. I'm doing very interesting stuff, and mostly that mostly uh, because Ruby on Rails. Okay, I expect other technology, but Ruby on Rails is the really most suitable for modern life living and doing software development.
That's really good to hear. You're doing it for 18 years, and you're writing Rails for that much time.
No, that's my, let's say, it's not mistake, but yeah, I'm born in Bosnia, and after Bosnian War, probably you remember Slava Ukraini. Uh, you remember, like, we didn't have too much choice after the war, like what to
Okay.
choose. The internet connection, all IT, it was not so developed, so we started with the C sharp, mostly Microsoft
Okay.
technology, and that way. So I spent like 11 years working as ASP.NET certified developer for ASP.NET, and Ruby on Rails last 8 years.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for breaking it down for us.
Yeah, pleasure.
Nezzy, another thing, like as you said that you keep on posting about blogs. Which social media platform are you active? Are you active on Twitter, LinkedIn? What do you prefer?
Yeah. On Twitter, you can find my by my name, Nezir Zahirovic, on the Twitter, and I'm also running the site rubyonrails.ba,
Okay.
and also javascript.ba, and blog at Ruby on Rails BA. So yeah, on my Twitter account, you will find like a lot of shortcuts, shortcuts to the other Ruby on Rails links, and also on my website Ruby on Rails bar, you will find like 5,000 links and short description to the other links, which are mostly in technology stack of Ruby on Rails. So I think is the biggest place for those kind of the links
Awesome.
for now.
So we are getting the treasure out even in the introduction session itself. So it would be really good. Like I'll just after the session I'll go on Twitter and follow you and read all the things that you have posted there. So
You Thank you very
thank
much.
you
And
so
you,
much.
yeah, you will see there is like bunch of random. I made some Twitter bots, so every few minutes you will get some new post or
Awesome.
some old.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I would definitely looking forward to seeing all your tweets.
thank you very much, Anish.
Nazir, the stage is yours. I can just add your stream to yours, and I'll be saying bye. Thank you.
Okay. Today I will try to address one big problem in our community or in IT in general. It's problem about interviewing or hiring in general. So mostly I will talk today about interviewing, but hiring and interviewing is very connected uh, process. So at some point I will touch some points from the hiring viewpoint. So in today's talk, I will address. I wanted to talk about interviewing and the problems we're seeing there. Interviewing is really becoming very hard nowadays, or even before. Interviewing was really stressful at some point. So let me try to explain what I experiencing lately, and also I will get back in the history, like this kind of the problem people meet all the time, and I will try to suggest solution for the problem. So let's start. Let's start with my presentation. Okay, so as I already said, my name is Nezir. I'm Bosnian born. Previous year I relocated to Indonesia. Now I'm living on small island near the Bali. I do software development for last 18 years. 11 years I was work as certified .NET ISP.NET developer. Last 8 years I'm just doing Ruby on Rails tech stack. Also 10 years I'm doing like remote work. I didn't see the office for the last 10 years, more than 10 years. So there are my blog at Ruby on Rails BA, Ruby on Rails BA site, and JavaScript BA site. So if you go to the site, you will see just small shortcut and a bunch of the links to the very, very interesting uh, articles, tutorials, video tutorials, blogs, and stuff from those kind of the technologies, Ruby on Rails primarily, and also JavaScript and other part. In IT, I come from the social sciences. Like my background is in social sciences. I finished Faculty of Political Science in Sarajevo in Bosnia. I have degree in social work. Social work is very close to the psychology. So yeah, a lot of my thinking, a lot of my opinion today will be connected with that view, that part of the view. Social work and psychology. Team intro. So yeah, today we're talking mostly about hiring and interviewing. So primarily about interviewing. I will try to explain how it looks like today, because I'm actively passing some kind of the interview very often. And if you are a freelancer or contractor, very often you finish your job and you are ready for the new job, and then again you need to apply, or I don't know, they contact you. But mostly you need to do interviews. And yeah, let me talk about that. What's happening today is I will also mention some problems which I met every day. Also, do we need a change, like some kind of the conclusion? Do we have really problem or not? What's happening there? Or if we have the problem, should we do some change there? Should we make it better? Motivation, as I already mentioned, like my most motivation is my personal experience. I see a lot of problems in interviewing today, and also besides my personal experience, I also just need to go to some of the social network which is about the people, some serious social network, let's say like LinkedIn, where the people mostly have some kind of the job chains, or job applied, or job search and everything. You will see very often some personal and intimate posting about situation and about experience they had with searching a job, and actually with interviewing process, and the stress they passing, and the problems they meeting. So yeah, that's the main goal, to try to talk about and to try to address it. Here is the few screenshots about the problems. Like some of the screenshots are pretty old and some are the new, but mostly I wanted to find some extreme situation when people are so desperate just because of interviewing. Like this one, he applied like 50 position and didn't receive even one response. Or this one, like he applied 30 jobs and didn't have any lucky to get the job, and he was wondering what's happening, why this is happening. Or this one, like I think this is exaggerating, like 1000 jobs, 67 interviews, and whatever. If it's true, it's really terrible. It's really terrible. But yeah, we need to do something. Also, I found these mostly on the Reddit. I found these screenshots, and this one is interesting. Like even before 10 years, people see that there is a problem in interviewing, and I think we didn't do much to change that problem, to address that problem. Or if we do, I think it's not any better. It's just harder and harder. Also, let me show you one situation when the person having issue, like this is like about subjectivity in interviewing. a person get a question about what color, what is his favorite color, and he said the baby blue because it's calming and good for the eyes. But the interviewer then said like, oh sorry, red is what we are looking like. This is so too subjective to interviewer that that's happening even today. And some other situation like yeah, you need few points in your graduation, and yeah, you will get job if you have like, I don't know, few points more or something like that. Yeah. Or this one is a little bit funny because all those kind of the situation people getting when they go to the interviewing. Okay, seeing all these problem and passing all these problem, I was thinking like in myself, I have a lot of free times. I'm enjoying here in the beach, in the walk, in the visiting islands and the relaxed life here in Indonesia. So I have a lot of time to thinking about the problem. And my at some point I come to the situation that my thinking uh, ask in thinking where I ask me myself, look, if we aware that we have problem in interviewing, why don't we do something about that? Like why don't we do something better? And mostly in this at this point I was thinking about Rails community, because Rails community did a lot of good stuff in in IT in general, like Rails community, Ruby on Rails framework, put some nice rules and everything, which is very useful. Even today, it's the fastest development environment, let's say, for building websites. So Rails community has some standards. And why everybody skip this part? Why don't we do more to make some rules also, good rules, nice rules for the interviewing? I did small pool on my LinkedIn, and this is the result from the. I put only three questions, and you see the resulting. Like, do you think IT interviews are stressful? There is a 57%. There is not too much people who use the pool, but yeah, this is some kind of representative here. And what's with the first question? What's interesting is that mostly IT person, like person who do really real job, like person who need to know a lot of things about code, about everything. They said yes, but those 43%, they are mostly hiring people, like some project managers, some HR from the companies, and I think they are not aware the problem what we meet when we go to the interview with all possible question we can get from the other side. Yeah. Also, interesting part is, can we unify interviewing process? So here is like 75% interest for doing that. And the last but not least, yeah, it's least. Do we need to change the interview? Yeah, most people say yes, we need to change in interview. I think also that we need to change in interviewing. So let me continue with my presentation. So I will tell you more about the problems, and I will present my suggestion for how can we do something in that direction to make interviewing less painful or less stressful or more enjoyable. My summary for now was like from my experience lately, let's say one last year or something like that. At interviewing, your actual level of knowledge and experience is not so important. Important is what the interviewer thinks your knowledge and experience should be. This sounds probably funny for you, or maybe a lot of people won't agree with this, but I'm strong. I'm staying strong with behind these thoughts. Why? This is some of the points which I will mention, which support my thought. Like even if you have more experience in the industry, even if you are longer in the IT or longer in the industry, even if you have more project to show, like actual code, even if you have uh, if you did some jobs or did you work in many tech stack, JavaScript, Java, Android, Ruby on Rails, .NET, or whatever. Even if you work for a better company than you applying to, or you work on much better projects than interviewer. Even if you earn more money than your interviewer, let's say you work, let's say, more important project, more important stuff and everything. Even if you have a harder career path to the industry or to collect more experience and more impact into community, yeah, you have much wider and more proven experience than your interviewer. That's not so important, believe me. If you when you come to the interviewing, all that, some interviewers check that, but mostly, even if they check, they don't count too much on that. Like they will decide, are you good or not. Interviewing is subjective. Interviewer is the guy who decides your value and your potential. Probably that's not perfect solution at all. That is too subjective. Like, who is the interviewer? In most cases, interviewer is the person who has longest experience working on the project, or not. Let's say maybe not in all cases, but in many cases, is the person who is the longest in one company or working on one project. That's the person who will do interviewing besides the HR and, I don't know, CEO, CTO in the company. Interviewer is somebody who do actual job, and let's say that sounds natural. That person who works on the project, he knows what he needs and what kind of the help he needs. That sounds natural. But I have few questions for, like, I all the time I question myself, and like that general question, which I think many of us do in their mind. What if that person is not so good? Like, what if that person don't have too much experience? What if that person, some old person who stay in the company for long years, but he come there, I don't know, from other part from other technology or other stocks, or I don't know, other profession. And what if he don't have a lot of experience? Do you really think that kind of the person can decide what you know, and or in general, what are you good, how good are you to do the job? I'm not sure that, like, in many cases, a lot of personal in my personal interview, a lot of interviewers are not aware, or they don't even check your CV at all. Like, they want to talk with you and they want to ask you some question they know, like, good, or I don't know, they enjoy making riddles and something like that, but they don't even check your reference. Even you put in the blog, or even you put in your CV, even the link, even the code, even the everything. That's not important. It's important, do you know this riddle? Do you know how to order this, sort this, or whatever? For me, that's not so acceptable. Like that's not so good. How yeah. But if yeah. And also, like, even if the person work on the project for so long, what is the guarantee that that project is good? Like, that it has good base. Most of the project I work on, and I was interviewing in, and later getting a job, they are much different than the actual interviewing, and the actual code in the project is so different. So, like, they will ask you a lot of different questions, and you will do some task and everything, and they will talk about some smart way how to solve some issue, and then you go to actual code base and you see really chaotic code, and a lot of problems, and that's not okay. We are human, all, let's say. Knowing human, we are all sharing the characteristics like ego, sympathy, empathy, rationality, self-awareness, social skill. In the IT world, I noticed that many individuals lacking some of those characteristic in general. They never develop it to adequate level. Like, you know, in IT, people are pretty cold. For some of them, probably psychology would say that they are lacking a lot of empathy. Like, they are pretty cold. They are not there to understand the other person. That's definitely the true. I saw a lot of, like, community is for sharing, and we have a lot of good community, but some individuals, which are like a lot of in Rails community, a lot of individuals, I think they are lacking a lot of those human values. They are not aware. Maybe IT took that, or whatever, but they are lacking a lot of these stuffs. In my personal experience, like lately, I had some kind of the interview, and they put after on the third call, they show me some Rails routes, and they ask me what path will be generated, and I try to explain. But of course, it's a live coding. They just show you a screenshot, like what will produce this. Yeah, I saw. I tell few answers, few suggestions, like what I see. Okay, they can be correct or not so correct, because there is a lot of path which can be get generated for that. I don't even mention all of them. But like that's not so good answer. Like, whatever I said, it is not so good. Like, they expected more. But before night, I checked some of the sites uh, in the company which had held that interviewing tomorrow. I see they have the problem with the actual path routes in the site. So they have like 5 sites, and don't have the correct routes on their sites, and they get a lot of money. They are like well founded uh, company and everything, and they ask me some question, even they didn't fix it, or they are not even aware that they have the problem there. But yeah, they are ready to ask you, and if you answer five question, and you are don't answering like one more, that's bad. Yeah. What's the problem here? Also, I was not so motivated on third call to say to perform exactly what I can, and show what I can, just because like at the beginning of the third call they said maybe I will need to have 2 more interviews to get the job, and the salary is like half of the salary I get last year, so it's not worth it. So here I'm going to add again to one of the point, like in interviewing they are expecting that you know a lot of things just in your head, like even when they put you task, they expect you to write some code, without any syntax highlighting, or with, I don't know, a lot of the code, or let's say commands, live coding, I don't have in my head so easy. Like, I don't remember that all the time, because believe me, there was a time when I know everything and I didn't get money from that. Believe me, I spend a lot of time just learning everything, sorting different type of the sorting and everything for every new interview and everything. And then in one interview you need that, and 5 you don't need, and on job especially you don't need most of those things, or you will use the best practice. You will go to the internet, you will find solution, or you will, in this case, like previous case, you will write some basic command, and you will run rake routes, and you will see what path Ruby interpreter show you, and if you need to change, you will change, or you will go to the Google chat GPT to check exactly what you need, and to write best code you can for the task you have. I'm the second type of the developer. I'm using the Google. I don't want to reheat heat hot water again. Like, no, no. I will go on internet. I will Google my problem. I will try to find a solution. Uh, yeah. So in general, Ruby on Rails, or in general, programmers or developers should know a lot. They need to know a lot of things, like about the code, about projects, about architecture, about any kind connected with IT. any kind of information of the knowledge connected with the IT to help their everyday work, they should know. But you really don't need to know the so deep level of knowledge, deep deep things. It's not possible to know, especially you are as a contractor. Let's say 2 months you will work on one technology stack, one technology version, and you will do some kind of the job. After a few months, you will get again another project, another stack, another part of the job. You really cannot concentrate just on some small deep knowledgeable things like small details about some small tasks, small implementation and everything. You can say that you know, and if you answer one question in general about it, it's important that you know something about that. But actual implementation, or I don't know, writing the code, I think it's too much. I think it's too much. Especially nobody give you any hint like what they will ask you. And out there is so many questions, so many uh, technical interview or technical task or whatever. You will never be prepared. In general, I'm repeating myself. So we should need to have some kind of the level, some knowledge level. And also we need to have some kind of the experience for the position which requiring some experience. That's okay. When you do too deep in some small details in interviewing, I'm not sure is it so useful. Here we coming to the point where I see problem in individual evaluating what is the knowledge, or let's say relevant knowledge. Many different profile type of the person absolutely have different opinions. What is the knowledge? That's understandable, but is that good? No, that's not so good. Like any person can decide what is the knowledge, what you should know. That's really bad. That's really bad. And as I told you, if you meet egoistic person or any person, if it's interviewer which he doesn't have good social skill or whatever, you will have a problem. Not just you, many people who apply for the job. Today I see like on one job, you will see like 50 or more applies. Like even some long-standing job ads on LinkedIn can collect like even 200 applies, and many of those people will be called to the interviews. And if you talk with the wrong to the person who are not so sensible, you will have issue. He will destroy days for many people. My final thoughts about how can we solve this problem is to make some kind of the standards. Individualism is a good like for creativity and everything, but in this case I think like it's not so good that every individual can decide what you need to know. And even if you know something, is that knowledge valuable or not, or what, how valuable is, or whatever. Like standards are very important in society in general, or engineering in general. Standards are really important part of any improvement. So when we talk about Ruby on Rails community, let's say convention over configuration, that's one of the rules from the community which is very useful. And if we use this rule, it helps to build things faster. If we have standard, it will be better for us. It will be easier for us to make some kind of the good result at the end. Unifying standard. That's my point. Like we really need some kind of the standard of interviewing, or even if interviewing question. It would be really great if community can organize like let's do it like from Rails community. Like I don't know that there is any other community who do something on this part. So definitely it would be really great. Like now we also have the Rails Foundation. Maybe some part of the Rails Foundation could do something for this, for interviewing. Let's make something good. In general, how do I think to implement this? This is my idea or my first suggestion. So probably people have better suggestions, better ideas, whatever. But the main goal is let's make it easier for everyone. Let's make enjoyable process. And let's if we need to have a lot of knowledge, let's help people to collect a lot of knowledge. Let's prepare them. Let's show the people what is the real knowledge and what is the real useful knowledge, and not just like that. Like, okay, you have the interview, come to the interview, and I can ask you whatever. Yesterday I read some article, I found something, and I will ask you that. No matter, even if you already work on some important things in your history, but you didn't touch something from the yesterday, or I don't know, something new. You didn't use GPT. You can have the problem like that. So my suggestion was like, what if we could make some level of the questioning, like for especially for interview, like let's say for junior, we have like set of 50 questions which every junior should know. Let's say like some code task. Let's make 10 code tasks, uh, and every junior need to know those 10 tasks. You can choose which you want to ask him. Yeah, that, I mean, I don't think that just learning those question answers for those questions, or I don't know, copy the code from someone else will solve the issue. We can make some kind of the assurance that people understand what he do, like, or we can put some kind of the freedom there to interviewer to check his real knowledge with some small sub question and everything. But to be honest, that could help us to prepare ourselves, and concentrating on in let's say 50 question in some regular scope of for specific interview. If we have like interview for media or some seniors, we can make more question. We can make bigger projects, or bigger coding practices. But let's make them, let's make the scope. Let's tell the people what they need to know. So let's we as a community together combine a list of the questions, and the whole process. Maybe I'm doing wrong, like maybe I don't explain well my thoughts, but I definitely, we have problem in interviewing. Definitely interviewing are stressful. Definitely, we are spending a lot of time in interviewing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calls, and then nobody calls you, or I don't know. Let's try to solve this issue. Even as community, probably we can benefit, like getting more people inside, if we have some kind of the standards of the interviewing. And my final thought. So this is the my end. I hope I didn't talk too much. Like, I hope also that I sound reasonable. I'm sorry, I don't do these talks so often. So yeah. So at the end, final conclusion is from my side. We have the interviewing process. We have the problem there. They can be stressful. They can take a lot of times. We think we are smart. I think we are smart. IT people are smart. Community is smart. We are solving so big problem. We can solve also these problem, or we can even try. Even good thing would be just to try to solve these kind of the problems. Let's make some standards. Let's make community more popular than it is. Let's not be egoistic. Let's not be subjective in our interviews. Let's try to make some objective way how to interview people. Let's help the people. Let's tell them what they doing wrong, what they need to do to be better, even if they don't get a job or something. But let's help the people to feel better when they do interviewing. So this is my last sentence. Yes, Ruby on Rails community is smart. Let's make interviewing smart. Thank you.
Hey Nazir, it was a really good session. Like you have put out the question out to the community, and like it's all of us problem. It's not just your problem. It's all of us together has to figure out a way that we have to solve this problem. We have to come out with a strategy saying that if we go through these 50 questions, this guy is a good candidate and it can be hired. So I think this was the agenda behind the session, if I'm correct.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Ayush. I'm really sorry. I'm so relaxed here in the island every day and everything. So I'm not so good in presenting my thoughts. Like, I'm a bit even lazy here. But in general, that's the point. We really have the problem in interviewing. Really, any kind of the person who do interview, who do more interviewing, freelancer or contractors, they do very often interviewing. After 1, 2, 5 months, they do again, especially now they will do it more often. all those people who get layoffs from Microsoft, from Google, from Meta, and everything. And it will be chaotic. And on other side, if interviewer is the people, is the person who don't have uh, social skills or personal sensitivity, he will make bad days for so many people around us.
Yeah.
So many people will feel very, very bad. Even they already feel bad because they lose a job and everything. We really need to do something. We are smart, we can do it, believe me. Let's just go gather with as a community, like hundred head things better. Let's do some list what would be really useful. Let's help the people. Why not? And we can all the time put some freedom for the interviewer to make additional question, to be additionally sure that he choose the good candidate, whatever. But for me as an interviewee, it would be much easier if you show me the scope, what I need to know, because my head is full of also ASP.NET, also C sharp, also everything. And I come here and they ask me like, oh, if you don't know that you have seven root paths or seven verbs, HTTP verbs, and like in these kind of the combination it will be one more and two custom and everything. That's not good. Like, and you go to their site and you see they don't have good implementation of the same. And I feel bad, like how I don't know that. I made million rails routes in my life, but yeah, okay, I blocked at the moment, or yeah, I don't even think about that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
yep.
yeah,
So I think the point that you're trying to make is the things that are asked in interview, that the questions that are being asked in the interview do not replicate the actual work that's been done in the company.
mostly,
So correct. Yeah,
mostly,
I think that's a big problem, because if you see, people are doing lead code problems. For example, they are doing 500 questions. People are asking DSA, but when they actually implement it, they are basically writing CRUD operations. So all the DSA learnings or the design patterns. Uh, so there could be contradictory, like there could be questions also from the audience. So because you have portrayed your point of view, saying that this is the way we should think. But in our audience members, people might say that, okay, suppose 300 people are applying for one job. How will you eliminate the competition? How will you select the best candidate out of them? So that would be a bit tricky, I think.
yeah, definitely, we would have that kind of the issue. But they already do some, the HR, like psychology profile interviewing, the CTO interviewing. If you have 20 person who are this, same level, like they all know all 50 questions for junior position, then you can decide on, then you can put
Got it.
your some special for that. But
Got
you
it.
cannot tell me, like, you cannot tell me I don't know my job if I don't know 51 question, that 51st.
I
you know
understood.
you can tell me, yes, you are good, even some kind of the grades. It would be really great that interviewer put grades on interviewee, even if he don't get a job. Put some kind of a comment. Yeah, this person is a good, let's say like build a community site where the interviewee said, yeah, this person is a good, but we choose this one because of that. He is better in the
Got it.
English, he is the
Got
better
it.
or something. In this case, subjectivity, a lot of time they don't even reply to you. Or when they heard your expectation, salary expectation, there is a stop. Everybody thinks if you are in third third world country, you will work for 1,000 or something. So many time I have questions like that, and interviews like that. So we have a lot of problems from that kind. But we just, I hope, like, we as a community should organize, and let's put our brainstorming, like how to solve the problem.
Correct.
We can make it better, definitely.
Nazir, I'll definitely want you to stay back, because you have clearly thought it through. So once the question comes in, so when our audience member draft all their questions, and when we go into the Q&A session, we'll have to go through the discussion. Like, it will be a tussle basically. Like, the questions would be also tricky. So we'll have a good Q&A session. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. And
Thank you very much.
thank you for taking your time and giving this session. So it gives a perspective to the community on what points do we need to think upon. Thank you so much,
Thank
Nazir.
you very much. That's the point. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.